Hey, you guys, it's Sonia. So, listen, happy Monday. I got my hair done, got my retwist, and I got some color. I did it after years of talking about it, and I didn't do my whole head. As you can see, I did like just the bottom half. Um, don't ask me why. I just wanted to do something different, and I didn't want to do my whole head. So, this is what I did. And anywho, what I really wanted to hop on to talk about was this documentary that I stumbled across. It's on YouTube by Unruly. I guess that's the brand name, and I think they're part of Dark and Lovely in partnership or owned. I don't know. But they have this documentary that they put out 3 years ago called Pretty Shouldn't Hurt. And what they're discussing is protective styling and how protective styling is done wrong so much, and the damage it's causing to a lot of women and a lot of girls because it's being done way too tight, 9 times out of 10. And they talk about there's a lot of women who talk about the damage that's been caused by too tight protective styling, hair loss, traction, alopecia, you name it. They talk about all of it. And this documentary, what I appreciate about it so much is how they talk about the correct way. They have licensed stylists and experts. My forehead is just really, really showing. And they really go into the proper way of how to braid, of the correct amount of tension that should be applied, and the correct amount of hair, because you got people out here, everybody claiming they know how to braid, but they're not doing it properly. Like they're using way too much braiding hair on someone who has maybe thin, soft hair, and it's too heavy. So all that's doing is causing even more tension and eventually breakage. So it's really, really interesting. And it's really, really good because I had my own personal experiences with protective styling when I was a loose natural. And I was going to the African hair braiding shops, and they braided so tight. And even when I told them, you got to stop, you're braiding too tight, the damage was already done. I had, bald spots. I had a whole braid fall out from the side once. I was sitting at work years ago, my old job, and it just said bloop, all my hair up in it. It was braided just that tight. I didn't have it pulled back. I didn't have it in any styles. Usually when I got braids, I wore my hair like this, down. Braid just. So, I had my issues, and it was after that I stopped going and I just started rocking my fro every single day. And then not long after that, I decided to lock my hair, and then that's when I locked my hair in 2018. But I have such a love-hate relationship with protective styling because there's so many beautiful ways that we can do our hair that you can protective style. And I always had an issue with how it was done and who was doing it, because so many people, they just braid so tight. For some reason, we have in our mind that if it's not tight, then it's not done right, or it's not going to last long, or all these things. And that's just, we got to get out that mindset, because that's not true. Braiding tight is taking our hair out. It's causing traction, alopecia. And there's a lot of people out there who may know how to braid and do a neat job, but they do it way too tight. And we have to get out of that mindset. I also think it's a cultural thing, because many African hair braiders, and I'm just speaking from my experience and other people's, because I've heard this from other people too, so I know it's just not me saying this, but many African hair braiders, they braid entirely too tight. They do. And um, you can braid and have it look neat and have it look pretty without pulling the person's brains out through their scalp. Yeah. So if you ever get a chance, this documentary is on YouTube. It's called Pretty Shouldn't Hurt. And it's by Unruly. And I believe they're in partnership with Dark and Lovely. So check it out if you ever get a chance. Watch it. It's very informative. And I learned a lot. So, yeah, that's it. Have a good Monday. Bye bye.